I'm not in a Rolls Royce right now. It might be confusing considering my ceiling is sparkling, but this is actually a car mod. I'm going to show you how to do this car mod. It's going to be a little hard to do a step-by-step after the fact, but I think we'll get through it. Quick proof that I'm not in a Rolls Royce. I'm actually in a Honda Civic. You can do this in any car that you want, and it only costs like $120, which is cool because Rolls Royce charges about $12,000 to do this. So you want to make sure that you have all the parts you need, and you want to make sure that you set aside like an entire day to do this because it's going to take forever. It took me 15 hours and I'm not even 100% done yet. It took about 6 hours to get the headliner out, and then the rest of the time to put the actual starlights in, and then even more time to get it back in without wrinkling the headliner. So it does take a while. Be careful. The most important part is the actual fiber optics. So I bought this on Amazon really cheap. As you can see, I'm not 100% done with my project. My plan is to wire the fiber optics down that tube and put it all in the trunk. But to do that, I gotta take all this off and drill a hole. I just haven't done it yet. But you can order this on Amazon. I specifically bought the one with the twinkling effect, so it looks like an actual Starry Night. And then to power it, you just gotta buy a power inverter for your car. So this is the piece that's actually from the fiber optics, and then it goes into your cigarette lighter, and there's an on and off switch right here. You also might want to get a tool like this or some sort of like flat end so you can get all the pieces in the headliner off. So the first thing you are going to want to do is disconnect the battery. This is because when you're trying to take the sun visors out, you can kind of hit the horn a little bit and it gets annoying. So if you do that, no horn. Also, when you're taking out the headliner, there's like little wires that are connected to the airbag, and if you're not careful, you can trigger the airbag. So if you turn off the battery, no airbag is gonna punch you in the face. Now the fun part, you actually get to take the headliner out now. So what you gotta do is take out the sun visor. This is what I had the most trouble with. I can kind of show you what it looks like in this car. So for this piece, super easy. You just, maybe if I twist it, comes out, okay, no problem. But the other piece over here is where you're gonna run into issues. Let me see if I can get a good angle. That little hole right there, you gotta stick a flathead screwdriver in there and like push the tab sideways and then continue twisting this out, because then it'll fall. That took forever. And then you also want to take these lights out. It's specific for your car. I know for this one, all you gotta do was get a screwdriver, pop them out, and then there was like screws, and then it just fell out. Same thing with the light in the back. And then you also want to get these pillars out. For the Honda Civic specifically, you take a tab and you pull that out. There's a screw in there. So use a screwdriver. They just pull out. Same thing with the ones in the middle and the ones all the way in the back. The oh shit bar was also a pain in the ass. I had to like ask Reddit a ton. There's tabs here that you use a screwdriver to pull out, and then there's like a thing that you need pliers to grip and then pull it, and then it comes out easy. So once everything is disconnected from your headliner, it actually will just fall a little bit. Like, it's not going to fall all the way because there's things connected to it on the other side. There's going to be a lot of wires. You just got to cut the tape and disconnect it, and it's going to fall all the way down. To get it out, open a door, lay down your seats, and wiggle it as slow and as carefully as you can, because if you bend the headliner, there will be wrinkles. I actually did have a few, but they went away with time. But if you're not careful, you can really fuck up your headliner, so just be careful with that. So it's hours later, you got your headliner in your house. Congratulations, the hard part's almost done. So what you gotta do is, you know how many strands you bought in your fiber optics. Take a marker and plot out where you're gonna put the stars. I had 450, so me and my roommate just sat and drew 450 marks. We marked them all. We made sure that they were spread out nicely. And then what you got to do is get like a thumbtack or like a skinny drill of some sort and just start poking the holes through. As you're poking the holes through, take a strand from your fiber optic, slide it through, super glue it. Or tape. I used super glue at the beginning, and then I ran out and I was like too lazy to go to the store, so I just bought tape just to keep everything in place. This is going to take a while. I'd recommend doing it on a table. I made the mistake of doing it on the floor and my back hurt, so some advice there. Something else you could do, what I personally don't like about my stars, I love them, but like what I personally don't like is when the stars are off. Let me show you really quick. You see the holes, and it's not pretty. What I would wish I would have done, or probably what I will do if I ever want to take this headliner thing out again, is get another piece of fabric, like a headliner fabric and adhesive, and put another piece of fabric over all the lights. That way you can still see the lights at night, but in the daytime you don't see the holes. That's the one recommendation I would make if you're worried about that, but if not, solid. So let's say you finish putting in all your strands, they're all super glued, you're set to go. Now comes the really fun part, because you remember how hard it was to take the headliner out of your car? Now you gotta put it back in without wrinkling it still. So just, again, be careful with it, wiggle it in, make sure you know which side your fiber optic strand is gonna go. I kind of left that side unlocked, so like see how I covered that one up already? This is still open. Make sure you know where it's gonna go, put it in gently, don't wrinkle it. It just takes time. If I can do it, you can do it. For the next part, lay down your seat all the way. The headliner is going to be resting, so it's going to be easier that way. You can just push it up and then start putting everything back where it goes. Start putting the lights back in, shit bar back in, start screwing all the pillars back on. Put everything back where it went and you're going to be fine. After that, you should be done. Just figure out a way to wire your stuff. I've seen people put it underneath their seats. I've seen people put it in the walls of their car. I'm personally just going to put it in the back of my trunk. I'm going to make a little metal cage to hold the box itself and then extend the wires so I'm able to change the colors, because it does come with a remote. You can change the colors. My friend lost the remote, so it's on cycle right now, but it's somewhere in the car. I know that for a fact. But anyway, guys, I hope it kind of helped you, guide you. Watch more YouTube videos on how to do this, because that's how I personally learned. I just watched a ton of YouTube videos on fiber optic ceilings. I went through a ton of like forums. It's hard, but it's worth it, and it's really cool, and people will get into your car and they'll be like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, what? How do you do this? Like, wow. Like, it's really cool. A second video down. I hope I was really thorough on that step-by-step, but if you have any questions at all, feel free to comment them down below. I will be responding to everything, answering questions and all that. If this is the first YouTube video that you're seeing of mine, go ahead and check out the very first video I posted. That's going to be the content I'm going to be posting a lot on here, so if you enjoy it, hit a subscribe. If you like this video, please drop a like. Yeah, I'll see you guys soon.